Crowds together.
Yeah. You'll probably want to be down there.
I'll have to be over there though.
Because this is going up about
They're workers for here.
80 to 120 metres, so it's going to be fairly wide.
Well, I want to also catch the operator at work.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
You can watch me at work, not a problem. Easy.
Fantastic.
But you'll certainly, if you want to do the pyro, you'll need what's called wide.
So how does the how do you actually, control the whole?
It's all electric fired. The bulk of it comes off this firing board, which you'll see as I go is a probe, and I just touch the rivets as I go. But I've also got a series of pieces that are on wireless systems that are sequenced, so I can pick the time interval between shots, push one button and she goes automatically.
So how long have you been doing this sort of work?
Well, I started back in theatre in '75 doing indoor pyro then, but pyro full-time since '98. I've worked with Sid Howard, who was the first one and the guru on the Harbour Bridge. Yep.
How would that rate sort of in a world standard?
Oh, up until 2000, which is the last time Sid and I did it, which was the Olympic closing ceremony. It was well regarded. It's now, the company that do it now pretty well just do straight up and down. It's not as well regarded. It's become quite a boring show. The public still love it, but certainly those who know think they could do better.
So how do you come up with new ideas, or make the shows even better each time?
Usually by being challenged by my clients.
And how much money they're prepared to spend?
Money's a factor, but recently we had one down in Wagga, and they just didn't like what I was proposing and wanted me to do a new soundtrack, so I did. And then that took me into a whole different area of creativity with what I did. So, yeah, it's the clients will challenge you. It's also a question of watching the catalogues and seeing what the Chinese and other people are manufacturing in terms of product.
You got a good view from here of the Bunnings complex.
Well, more importantly, they'll get a good view of what we're doing.
Yeah. So how many venues like this do you have?
Well, we do all the Bunnings openings around the East Coast, South Oz and NT. So we're doing this sort of stuff for them in a good year 10 or 12 times.
They must be getting closer to countdown.
I'm on 2100. 1 minute, stand by! So
how long is the works going to go for?
Tonight, probably up to 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
A little less.
Come back here, Blake. That's it.
Okay, standing by.
Go.
3, 2, 1. clouds. Can someone grab the box of tarp out and bring them here? The box of tarp. We want to tarp up and finish. There we go. 9 minutes and 20 seconds. Minutes 20. Yippee! Good stuff.
So you're happy with that?
Very. Those boys haven't just got a problem over there. I'm very happy with that.
So the rain, was that part of the cause of the fireworks, or it's just you were saying before it's...
I did a show in Sydney one time, and we put a 24-inch shell up, which is like the biggest you can do, and I was over on one of the buildings in Circular Quay. It went up and burst at cloud level, and a couple of minutes later I had this light rain, and we actually had seeded the cloud.
Right.
Now I don't know, we'll watch and see, but we may have just been seeding the cloud then. I mean, you know, it just depends how ready it was to rain.
Yeah.
We certainly won't create rain when there's none there.
So the choreograph of how you do this, do you sit down and just like work out from previous jobs, or how do you go about, you know, say doing your first one?
For me now it's just experience. If I'm doing something to music, then you've got to sit down and I usually put my own soundtracks together, so I start grabbing the music I want, or that suits the client's the theme, and then I start to put the product against that. And there's another range of product called box items, ground display, and they'll last for one shot. You ignite them and they'll last for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever. And so you try and time the right piece of firework to go with the right music.
Yep.
Something like this show, this is just a straight up and down show. But because it's Bunnings, we know how it works, what they want. And the end there was all red and green, which of course is the corporate colour.
Yep.
So yeah, you plan that sort of thing very deliberately. This is more a logistics plan. Well, there's as much logistics planning, you know, how much fits in the van, what all sorts of things happen. Oh, there's a whole range of new equipment out there that was used tonight for the first time, but we've decided to invest in that because that makes it easier to do this sort of Bunnings gig.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, well, you heard the result from the cheer from the crowd.
Oh, absolutely.
So, what, it's pack up now, and where to next?
I'm back to Pakenham and then tomorrow morning back to Sydney.
Yeah, got a pretty busy schedule.
It happens to be. I mean, we had a job at the beginning of the month that got rained off, and now it's there's supposed to be 3 jobs tonight and 3 on Sunday night. So sometimes it just comes at you, and you just got to go with it. Because winter is quiet. But we go and there's a job we do in Kakadu every year. There's another one we do up in Darwin. Our next Bunnings I'm doing is in Maryborough up in Queensland. So we get around.
So how many is in the crew?
Well, today there was 5 of us on site, but essentially the company is my partner Julie and myself, and then about 30 other people who come and go as we need them. So
it could take a day to set up to a few.
Well, we got
days?
We got here at midday, and we'd finished about 5ish. But what's the hidden stuff is the back in the workshop, fusing everything, prepping everything. You know, Julie will bundle them into colours, into what goes where. So yeah, there's before we get on site, there's usually 20 or 30 man hours going into it anyway.
And I noticed that, you know, like the security guard and all the safety aspects involved in it. It's a pretty sort
it's
of
incredibly regulated. We've all of us who are licensed have been ASIO and federal police checked. The irony of which is the last bloke who tried to blow anything up with black powder, which is essentially what fireworks are, was Guy Fawkes, and he failed dismally. Fireworks are not a terrorist's first choice.
Yes.
How are we going?
I'm just checking, is all unpowered?
Yeah, I was just about to start unplugging, but I won't do that till you've checked.
So are they checking for
Just anything that
anything
didn't go off.
Didn't go off yet.
The other thing that's possible is that something could be sort of smouldering in the bottom of the tube, just waiting till you stick your head over it and it says buggy or kill you.
Yep.
It's just that sort of thing. It's just before we all hoe into packing up, it's just worth knowing what's going on.
It's all
If you excuse me, I'm going to bring the van up.
Well, thanks very much for your time.
Hang there, I'll be back in a minute.
All right.
That's firing systems there, just inside, and I'll box them up in a sec. Mick, do you want to put your car in from the other end with some light for us? That rack that he's down at now, we call that the bed. That ends up on top of the trailer and then becomes, for transport purposes, carries everything. But in the meantime, it's great for just anchoring those mortar tubes. Come in. So that's what's at the other end. They're all plugged in. Just a straight fiberglass tube, or HDPE, which you guys are familiar with. The wooden bung on the bottom.
It's when you get up close, you don't realise it's how many there are.
Yeah, well, there's 120 odd tubes in that trailer or more. And then there's, well, each of these units have got 15 tubes again, so there's 130 tubes there in those two rows.
There's a lot of wiring.
A lot of wiring, but that's what this 50 cable multi-core helps us with. So you're straight into the rails and off you go. All right. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you.